If the Supreme Court does rule in favor, claiming that presidents have total immunity from anything and everything, this means that Biden could just have Trump arrested and sent to Gitmo, and that's legal for a president to do because they can do anything and everything that they want to, and it's only a crime if they get impeached by Congress, according to Trump and his lawyer. Though his lawyer did say that uh, SEAL Team 6 can be used to assassinate political opponents, and it's not a crime unless the Congress impeaches the president for that. So Trump may be in a lot of hot water, even if he does get this claim of immunity.
The U.S. Supreme Court hears arguments this morning that center on a fundamental question. Is anyone in America, even the president, above the law?
Now, Trump claims he has absolute immunity from prosecution for actions he took as president, including those related to the January 6th insurrection, as Congress prepared to certify Joe Biden's victory in the 2020 election. Lower courts have rejected Trump's argument.
We're joined now by
Yeah, it's truly insane that Trump thinks that he can try to overthrow the government, and because he's president, he's immune to crimes of trying to overthrow the government and election interference.
Our congressional correspondent Stephanie Liebergen. And Stephanie, this hearing will be a make or break case for the former president.
Hey guys, good morning. It absolutely will. And the former president and his defense team saying that what the president is accused of in this D.C. criminal election interference case, that the president was covered by this absolute immunity because he was performing his official acts as president of the United States. In the legal filings that his defense team has made for the Supreme Court, they say that if a president is going to face any kind of criminal charges, they must first be impeached by the House and convicted by the Senate before any kind of criminal prosecution could take place. And the president saying without, full immunity, that future presidents might worry about extortion or blackmail or the consequences of any of their decisions after they leave office. And that is a big part of what the president's legal team has been fronting as his defense. Now, the former president...
Yeah, this is just Trump using this defense because he's afraid of going to jail. Nothing more, nothing less. He doesn't care about the former presidents getting arrested or new presidents possibly getting arrested. Though no one is above the law. If you commit crimes, even as a president, you should get punished for it.
Will not be here today. Of course, he has to be in New York for the next day of the hush money criminal trial there. The former president asked to be excused from that trial so he could be in D.C. today in the Supreme Court. The judge in New York rejected that request. But the former president did meet up with some supporters, talks to some people on his way to court in New York this morning, and commented on the Supreme Court case that the justices are hearing today. Take a listen.
Well, we have a big case today. This judge isn't allowing me to go. We have a big case today in the Supreme Court on presidential immunity. A president has to have immunity. If you don't have immunity, you just have a ceremonial president.
That's not even true, that you're just a ceremonial president if you don't have complete immunity and allowed to use SEAL Team 6 to kill your political opponent.
Now, Special Counsel Jack Smith, in responding to the former president's defense claim, says that he is just a private citizen now and he faces the consequences of his actions like anybody else in the country. The Jack Smith team saying that the founders and the framers of the country never imagined a criminal immunity for a president, that a president does enjoy civil immunity from civil charges and punitive damages for decisions made as president, but not safe from crimes. And Jack Smith wrote in part that the radical suggestion, which would free the president from virtually all criminal law, even crimes such as bribery, murder, treason, and sedition, is unfounded. The Jack Smith team writing in their Supreme Court brief.
Yeah, and this is what Trump thinks he's immune from, murder, treason, and sedition, which is why his lawyer thinks that presidents are allowed to use the military to assassinate their political opponents.
that former President Trump is the first president to face charges, not because all previous presidents have had this supposed absolute criminal immunity, but because the unprecedented nature of what former President Trump is accused of and the gravity of the charges against him, that is why he is the first former president to be facing any kind of criminal charges. So here at the Supreme Court, arguments will begin at 10 a.m. I would expect them to maybe go for a couple hours. It's unclear exactly how long arguments will take today, but in big cases, the justices are known to go longer than originally scheduled. Of course, I'll be